On this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast, we talk about the exciting, less than exciting, interesting, frustrating victory that did not seal the Rocky Mountain Cup for Real Salt Lake. We talk. What else do we talk about, Brennan?
We talked about dropping the F-bomb. We talked about
who was that?
Some about the kids again. We love talking about the kids.
And these two negative Nellies think we're not even going to make the playoffs.
What? I'm the only positive one on this podcast.
Yeah, so check it all out. This is a kids-free, to be honest. It's a kids-free episode. So all of that and more on this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. All right, let's get started with the lineup for the final game of the Rocky Mountain Cup 2025 edition.
Last home game of the season.
Last home game, correct. Well, almost. Could be, maybe.
Well, yeah, unless we host a playoff game.
If we make the playoffs and stuff, we have like 7 more home games. I didn't look at it, but that's my guess.
No, not even close.
The starting lineup.
Okay.
Coverall in the goal, Mr. Ironman, Yedlin Vera Glad, Catranis, Luna Ojeda, Caliscan Gonzalez, and Ruiz and Olatunji up top. Whether they were doing 4-4-2.
Ruiz?
Cruz. That R threw me off.
Right.
Cruz.
Ruckus.
It was a ruckus. It was a ruckus up top at the Riot. And then on the bench, Junca Stadoja Ruiz, who's back from injury, working his way. Russell, he gets to watch the game from the bench every game. Agata, Wolf, Quinton, Anelli, who somehow
is on the bench somehow.
Yeah, good job, Caliscan. And Arias Piol. Those were your players that were able to play in the game. Everybody else was ineligible. So
they weren't on the bench.
They weren't on the bench.
Wow.
As much as Barea has been scoring like crazy for the Monarchs.
He's a Monarch maniac.
Same with Zambrano.
Yeah.
Zambrano's killing it.
Yeah. Well, Zambrano and Gozo went to the U20 World Cup, so we'll talk about that later.
Yep. Lost the last game, surprisingly. So, did that make it better?
How'd you like that starting lineup? How'd you like the starting lineup? Was that, when you looked at that, were you like, okay, that's our best team we got?
Well, the big question is Caliscan over Anelli. And have we gotten a good enough answer for why?
Why Anelli went from captain to bench? I still don't think that's I say no. However, I'm kind of pulling an Aaron Herrera on Noel Caliscan now. When Aaron started playing right back, I was like, no, dude, no, stop, make it stop. But now, same thing with Caliscan. I was like, well, no, don't make him. And then I was like, okay, fine, he can play right back. And now I'm like, no, he can't play. And now I'm like, dang it, yeah, he can. And he had a whale of a game. He played real good.
Defensively.
Very good defensively. Very good. He was always in the passing lane. He was clogging up pores and, everything. He did real good defensively.
But Anelli can't?
Anelli's better than him. There's no doubt in my mind. But he's making the position his own in a way that's valuable to RSL. And that's what I want as a fan, is for him to come in and play his best game possible, and I think he did that in this game.
See, but that's hard to really take your word for, because you really liked Brody. And if you really look at it...
I like Brody as a person. At no point was I ever like, Brody's the man.
If we go back at a few podcasts, you've said that Brody did an awesome job. He's just blah, 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 blah.
Oh, wait, Andrew or...
Andrew Brody, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Not Bodie, too. I mean, that was another one that you've also said.
Go better, yeah.
But
I think he still has some upside.
I think Caliscan is really great for what he brings to the table. However,
in this game it worked.
One of the things is an old Anelli was playing the exact same way when he first got into the starting 11. And then this season, he started to move the ball forward, offensively and through the center. That's when we were so effective offensively. Good. And you didn't see that from Caliscan. But yes, Pablo's thing is Caliscan can be defensive, so that way Brian Ojeda can be moving forward and being offensive and all this stuff. And it was like, yeah, but
Kinda.
when you had Ojeda and Anelli, they traded off.
Right.
You know?
And it made us better.
It made us better.
Yeah.
And so I think he is seeing a lot in Caliscan. He's seeing his intelligence and his way. Caliscan is so good one-on-one defensively.
Yep.
He can really get in between somebody's stride and just take the ball away, which was cool. But
And he clogs up passing lanes and he disrupts.
I can't see it. I can't see
And he
Anelli.
also won the ball on the goal and 2 other chances where he just knew where the ball was going, beat the player to it, and played it to somebody else.
But I just don't see this. I like the whole Catranis and Junqua, like both of them. I understand that their role now is, okay, Catranis is probably going to start, Junqua is going to come in, or opposite, depending on the team. But that role, I mean, like, Anelli for Caliscan, I don't know. I don't know if I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm still worried about it, but in this game, it played out.
It did. But there was a couple of questions. We had some good conversations after the game, and there were some questions that came up. One of those was Caliscan and Anelli. And the question was, is Pablo, is the RSL brain trust, the coaches, just looking for players that play the way they want them to play instead of asking your better player
To step up?
to step up and play a different way?
I think you also have to add in the fact that, like, he is going to go with who is hot, who is somebody that's, had a really good showing the previous game, and then also isn't showing anything lacking during the week as far as training. And
So is that it, though? Is it fitness with Anelli?
I don't know. I don't know if it's fitness. I think it's a vibe, and I think it's aura. Because
Really?
Pablo is really good about he's talking about mentality all the time, and he's talking about like the flow and blah blah blah. He's never really going off of like, okay, he was hitting all of his marks, he was hitting his targets, blah blah blah. It's really, he's going with the flow and how he feels about the team, which can be good because, I mean, you see a guy score a goal, and the next game maybe he'll score another goal, so you keep him in, that kind of a thing. And I think he's doing that right now with Caliscan. We've seen success with Caliscan in that position. He's not going to change it until something bad happens. But it's fickle. It's finicky.
It is. It's really fickle. And my concern is if that happens, then why is Cruz still playing?
Well, why is Diogo? Well, we can go there, but before we go there, mark that down. Hang on. Before we get there, when it comes to Anelli, the reason, if he was making a lot more money, he'd still be playing.
Oh, yes.
So that's what.
What?
Oh, yeah. If they had to write bigger checks to Anelli, there's no way he sits him, right? You've got a guy in Diogo who is cashing checks left and right that, he barely gets to touches the ball half the game.
But you can't say that anymore. He scored a goal.
Oh, no, yeah.
He scored a goal. It doesn't matter. He could have had.
But my point with Anelli, too, was like, what's the best way to destroy somebody's aura, to destroy somebody's confidence than what they're doing to Anelli right now?
Well, it's hard because Anelli came off of an injury, so there's always that in the back of his head. Like, okay, he's not 100%. Is he still kind of hurting, or is he not fully able to do what he needs to do? Noel Caliscan hasn't had an injury. He's coming in completely fresh. It's brand new, so he's like, okay, let's roll with this guy. He hasn't let us down, and you can't really say he really let us down in the right back position because his first 2 showings were a little shaky, but he improved drastically after that. So it's kind of hard to be like, okay, Anelli, you're in, but I don't know. I just want to see more minutes out of Anelli if he's going to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we rotating the pivots heavier?
Well, and Ruiz, too. We did go on a run with Ruiz.
What's that about?
And he's on the bench. Is he fit to play, or is he only fit for 20? Or
supposedly he's not 90 fit. He had a little bit of a quad injury. You know how it is when you recovering from an injury, you overcompensate, and
you kind of progress back.
It just it takes your body forever. You have to take some time off, maybe the off season. But with it's getting to be a little bit of concern with Pablo Ruiz. He hasn't been healthy for two and a half seasons almost.
ACL's tough, man. ACL's tough. Well, it's a meniscus, wasn't it? Or was it an ACL?
First meniscus, and then it was the ACL.
Yeah, which is too bad because he started playing well again.
Oh, dude, he was balling.
Yeah, we were on fire, rotating the 3 of them through.
So back to let's duke it out over Cruz. What's your point, Tyler?
My point is that he's not connecting well with Olatunji. He's not connecting well with Luna. He's not connecting very well with Gonçalves. I think with Gozo and him were a little more free flowing, and they connected a little bit better. But the dude's been here for 6 games, and he has like 8 shots, and almost every shot he takes is like probably should have passed, bro. Probably should have passed. Like it's a tough angle, and he's going for glory. He plays like my older brother. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because he plays like my older brother. He's always going for the amazing, spectacular, and I'm open at the 6, bro.
All it takes is one back heel, and Tyler's done with you.
Okay.
He's done with you. You're out.
Okay, so you have to say.
Before you jump, let me jump in real quick before I forget, because I'm old.
Yep.
You could say the same thing about Luna not making the right pass all game. That was his story of the game for Luna. He had people open left and right, and he tried to keep it.
Oh, my gosh.
Back to Cruz.
Okay, so you have to say, the Cruz we got, the first 2 games since the signing, we didn't know who he was. We didn't know what he was capable of. It didn't make sense. The next 2 games, how many games? This is 6 games, right?
Yeah, he's playing forward, though, right?
But he's
dropping back.
You have to admit, though,
the ball.
With these last 2 games, we're seeing what Cruz can do. Cruz is very, very crafty. He's looking at different runs than anybody else. He is able to hook it up with Olatunji. However, the people that are around him are not familiar with him. Diego Luna is on I need to hold the ball longer than a touch. I need to hold it for about 4 or 5. And you saw in this game why that sucked. Diego Luna, what made him get to the U.S. on the national team and all that was his distribution. Not his dribbling, not his moving around people. It was distribution, moving ahead, getting a different angle.
Making runs.
And then he
Strong
connected.
on the ball. He
had a lot of assists. Then he had a couple of goals. It's like, go with what makes you so good. And you saw in this very last game, which bugged me so much, was how often Cruz was able to find open runs to where if you just sent it to him, he could have done something.
Missed him a lot.
And Olatunji was also wanting it too. Like he was yelling to change the field. All this, like I saw what I saw because I see a lot of opportunity. I'm a coach, you know what I mean. I'm looking for the potential here. And I saw Olatunji and Cruz really, really show what they're capable of, but not being allowed to showcase it because others were not helping. And that's a huge, huge thing that we need to fix moving forward.
Brandt.
Well, one thing I was going to ask, talking about the game.
So much lime. It's so bad.
Don't only one. You win 2. I told you only one. So,
for those of you that can't see us, we're drinking some sparkling water with hint of flavor.
Oh yeah, Kroger, don't do this anymore.
Don't
this
do
sparkling
that.
Mandarin orange.
Just no.
Do you think they just held a Mandarin orange above the vat of sparkling water? Like
grated
Mandarin orange.
They grated a portion of the peel.
They didn't peel it. They made it soak in the Mandarin oranges with the skin on.
No, they just used the peel. That's what it is. And then the Mandarin orange for another drink, I guess. So
trying to keep the throats good. Anyway, so
my question is, talking about Cruz, why does Cruz have to be the playmaker? Is he a 9 or is he a 10? And what position is Diogo playing? Is he's the 10? Shouldn't it have been Diogo making that run to the
end line
into the end line?
He doesn't work hard enough.
He doesn't even want to hold the was it the second half? Second half?
When we scored? First half.
No, first half was this way. Second half.
Okay, yeah. Second half. Literally, Diogo possessed the ball on the right side of the field. He literally passed. They passed back. He passed. He passed back. He passed. He did not want to have the ball. He just wanted
to be a wall. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you're supposed to be the 10. You're supposed to be everything through me. Everything through me. He didn't want to. He doesn't want to touch the ball.
So weird.
He doesn't want to possess the ball, I guess is the best way. He wants to touch it, but he doesn't want to possess. And he's made 2 angled runs to the center that were pretty good. But it's like,
well, the frustrating thing about him is that you can see he's talented. Right, he didn't touch the ball for the first 18 minutes. I was watching the game again, and then the ball pops up top of the box, and he crushes a shot that Stefan.
It was good.
That was a really good save.
Yeah, it almost went through his hands. I mean, it was a good shot. And then he just kind of meandering around and just kind of ends up in the right spot, and the ball comes to him. And you can see his skill, but you don't see his desire,
his work,
effort,
tenacity.
He works harder to.
You just don't use that word with him at all.
No, he works harder to not get the ball, to just look like he's doing stuff, but at the same time.
So let's talk about the goal and the celebration.
Well, I want to say one thing. Do you think he's paying attention to people? Do you think he's starting to feel negative feedback?
Well, he lost his starting spot to an 18-year-old. So
yeah, that 18-year-old just scored for the U.S. national team.
That's what I'm saying. But when you have an ego and you feel like you're the DP, MVP.
Yeah, you got to feel for him in that sense, then.
Right?
Yeah, that would suck.
But okay, so Caliscan wins the ball in midfield, knocks it forward to Catranas, who chips it into the box.
Deliciously.
Beautiful chip. And then Cruz gets on it, makes a little shimmy shake, left foots the cross right into the path for Diogo to run onto it. And he still had a lot to do. Like XG-wise, that's not an expected goal. But he just put that right, kicked it straight, which is easier to do if you can just kick it straight.
Well, yeah, he's coming out of 45 to that ball, open up his hit it side-footed, and he's still got just enough elevation to go top bins, which is incredibly hard because you have to gauge that ball perfectly.
A hard thing to do, but he's got the skill.
Yeah, it was.
He's got the skill to do it, and he did it, and it was such a weird reaction, I thought.
No reaction.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he was like, yeah, okay. That's cool.
But I feel like I think the environment
like, what?
I don't know if he's feeling any love from anybody.
From anybody?
Well, I don't think so. Because, you see it. Because he kind of got the goal and he was kind of just like, does it even matter?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
Brandt still hates him, so there's that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's not fair.
Is that really thinking of him as a person? Like, is he actually feeling the love to where if he does something right, people are going to be like, "Hey, great job."
He's had 2 good games.
But that's what I mean. Like,
if we're trying to expect more of him than he is, that's I think where we get let down. We see all this skill, we see this elevated level, and we expect that he's going to be an all-star. And I just don't think that's his personality.
Effort.
Yeah, remember when we interviewed Dunny, and Dunny was like, look, I was never the most talented guy on any team I ever played on. But you know what I was? All out, all the time, and that's what mattered. That's why I played. And that's how I found my spot. And that's how I didn't relinquish my spot when I got it.
But that's also old school MLS where the talent isn't as high.
Right. But there's a balance between those two. And if you have both of those things, both skill and that continual effort, you can go to the Premier League.
Well, Messi also walks. So
that's why Messi never played in the Premier League. Right there. I'm glad we just announced that here on the podcast. That's why Messi never made the Premier League.
And that's why Ronaldo is the best, baby.
You know what? I wouldn't care one lick if Diogo never ran in the game if he could somehow produce and play like.
So why are you complaining about him right now? He just produced our only goal.
He was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Between him and Cruz.
That's fair.
Two guys we're highly critical of. That was the difference in the game.
I'm falling in love with Cruz. I'm seeing why he's worth $5 million because he is different from everybody else. He brings in so much opportunity for other players.
The thing that I love about Cruz is that he hustles.
Oh, he was hustling.
He plays defense. He tries to get to the right spots. That pass, I wanted to talk about that pass. I don't think we've seen that pass from anyone else.
No.
All season.
From Cruz?
From Real Salt Lake. That blind pass where he
top of the box.
He sends the ball back where a player should be.
No, he sent it right to where he was going. He was kind of Gonçalves was kind of like trudging into the box, and he's like, "Oh yeah, zip! Here comes the ball."
Well, the pass.
Then he didn't have to run. I think that's the deal,
the
right?
The pass from Cruz is it doesn't matter that he sent it where the ball should be, right? He is expecting
a player to crash,
to be there. He's not looking at the box.
You don't think he saw Gonçalves and played it to him?
No, his eyes were down the whole time.
No,
it's like when you take the shot from the corner of the 18. You just look at the lines.
No, he snuck a peek before he made the move.
I think he sends
snuck a
it.
peek?
It could have been anybody.
Well, anyways,
could have been
it looks like he
Ojeda.
was
Somebody
trained to
was
do
there.
that.
I don't think he was necessarily looking for a certain player. He was putting the ball where it needed to be, where it was dangerous, and expecting an RSL player to be there.
I think he saw him, but he might not have. Hard to say.
Because most of the time, RSL players, they need to see somebody. They just don't. And he did it more than once, right? There was the pass where he sent it on the end line to Olatunji. Just turn and send it down the line. He knew a player should be there. Olatunji beats the defender, clips it over, and then they have the cross, and then he almost gets it.
I think Olatunji's faster than we're giving him credit for, too.
Yeah, I do. And there was...
Oh, dude, he's built. That guy, he has a stride, and he can get places.
Right.
Like, he is a unit, man. But what you're saying, so we kind of brought up the fact that essentially he wasn't really looking. He just kind of knew where to send that ball, right? Now, that is something where you are coached. You have tactics that were instilled in you, like when you play basketball. You know what I mean? Like the screen or whatever. You know where you're going. Now, does Pablo encourage that type of play?
Freewheeling and
not the
non-joysticking.
Well, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like when you go
that's what he
to when
says
you go
all
to
the time.
basics, when you go to basics,
Yeah.
you go to the end line. Your basic is perfect. Send the ball. Central box.
Yeah,
Central
between
18.
the 6 and the penalty spot.
Send it there.
Somewhere right through there.
Or, when they get out that first pass, when you get past the 18 and you're out the outside, you don't need to look up. You just know you're going to send it across in front of the 6. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
is
keep
that
it away from the
encouraged?
goalie, right?
Is that something like, okay, let's do that. Boom. So he's here. You got to come here. Boom. Tactics. Do you think that's being done?
Yeah.
No. That's a no from Tyler.
Because I feel like, but that's.
I mean, it's not a hard no; it's a soft no.
But I feel that that's the missing piece in RSL. That's stopping us from being a good team to a great team, because there is no. How do I say it? Because I want to say backbone to our play.
I would say gumption. Like we're not together. We're not playing together.
That's a good word.
But I think
our
backbone
instinct. We don't have coached instincts. Do you know what I mean? Like
coached instincts to this is how we want to play.
Not even that.
Okay.
But I mean by that, like, it's just this scenario. He goes to the end line. His idea is head down. I'm going to go send it central to the box because I know my 10 or whoever's there is filling. Like, where is our instincts? Because our instincts weren't there. Like, there were so many opportunities with Olatunji where Olatunji's instincts are one thing, and RSL, one person has a different style, doesn't have it coached. Like, it's just this all over the place. And I feel that that's the lackingness of RSL.
What play in the game makes you feel that way?
What play in the game?
Was there like a specific play, or was it just like we just keep missing each other?
Well,
so
take
much?
Diego Luna for a chance, right? So Diego Luna, after watching him, he's going to possess the ball. If he's anywhere near the 18 in the corner, like the top corner of the 18 outside, he's going to do step over to go central. Every single time. If he's on the left side, he's moving right. If he's on the right side, he's going to move left. He's going to do a step over. He's going to move. And then in the U.S. team, he has an outlet. He has somebody going behind him. He has somebody going on the outside. And so he has this distribution, and he's going to pass it. RSL, nobody's doing that. And especially in this game, there was a bunch of times where we moved up the left side. Two dudes were just standing next to each other, like, where do you go? Like, it's
right, like Luna ran into somebody dribbling the ball, and you're like, bro, you didn't even get out of his way.
That's what I mean.
What's happening?
There should be a line where it's like, okay, we're gonna let these players start, doing their thing. You know what I mean? They get on the field, they just do. Great, thank you, Jake Ladd. But at the same time, you have to have everyone on the field have some sort of standards of like, when this happens, we're going to do this. You're going to have your flair, you're going to do whatever, but my position needs to benefit you. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have to know what your flair is so they can help your flair be good. I don't think we've done that.
Well, and to be fair, Colorado is in the midst of a transition. They brought in Paxton Aronson to be their 10, and that kid's got some real potential, but he's really young too. Mm-hmm. And they got rid of their old guy, the former national team guy. They sent him off to Toronto, I think. So they kind of gave up on that kid.
Was it Navajo? Or no, he was still there.
Navajo's still there. He's their big Brazilian
I remember
kid.
there was somebody they traded.
Blondie. What's his name? You know.
Mihailovic.
Yeah.
Jordy. Your guy. Jordy. The guy you like.
Mihailovic. No, he's never been my guy. But that's
You just like saying his name then. You always talk
Jordy, what the Mihailovic?
Oh, beep it, kids, cover your ears.
Gracious. Good
My
gracious.
goodness, go talk to the bishop.
Okay, now.
I'm calling your bishop.
Don't bring politics into this.
That's
What?
true.
Religion.
Never mind.
Not politics.
So
Anyway.
the first half, RSL kind of dominated the game, although Colorado started off really good. They had the press on. They had a couple of they had one cross that went just right through the middle. And it's just like, holy cow. And they had two in the first half where the ball just zipped right through the six.
Low and fast.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody on the back door, boom, they're down.
But it was almost like they were attacking with two guys at any given time.
Yeah,
Just two.
Yeah. And then RSL kind of grew into the game, which is kind of the opposite. A lot of times teams come in, they sit back and let RSL have the ball because nobody's scared. And then they gear up and try and get to the second half, 0-0, and then kind of what Austin tried to do, but it didn't work because RSL got a lucky goal.
Mm-hmm. You think that was a lucky goal?
Yeah, anytime it deflects off a player and into the goal, that can be lucky.
Oh, you're talking about last game.
The last game, yeah. I talked about how the two teams were playing. Austin looked like they were sitting back and, expecting to get in 0-0, and then they made the big subs, but it was too late. RSL had already got two on them, so it backfired. But this game, RSL played well in the second half. They just started to heat up in the first half, in the second half of the first half, they started to heat up. And that's when you saw, I think, Cruz making those plays to Olatunji. They had some really nice back and forth, some combination play, getting behind Colorado down both sides of the ball, both sides of the pitch. And the goal was for RSL in the first half was really, really well deserved.
Yeah, it was a reward for all the press that we were doing because before that goal, I think 15 minutes we were just offensive. It was just offensive the whole time. There was a couple transitions back, a couple counters, but realistically, it seemed like we just had a firm hold on the entire game. But we got gassed.
Yes, we did.
We got so gassed. It was crazy.
Well, and that's kind of the play towards the end. Noel Kalskin was playing very deep. At times you were like, are we playing three central defenders? And you're like, nope, Kalskin just snuck in between Glad and Vera for some reason.
Well,
and you're like, bro, step it up, dude. And that's where we were kind of breaking down, I felt like, just a little bit. But I think he was trying to cover what he could see back there as well,
Yeah, and I wrote it down. But right before the goal in the 37th minute, that was probably one of the more beautiful plays of the year. And I think it was with the Cruz on the end line I talked about earlier, where he just turned, pushed it forward. Olatunji beat the defender at the midfield and then cut across. He just didn't get his pass deep enough, I think, for Luna.
Oh, he sent it across too casually. Yeah, he sent it super casually on the ground, and that.
Well, it's 2-on-1.
Yeah, it's two.
The keeper Stefan came out and beat Cruz to the ball.
Yeah, and with that, how many times? If you ever played basketball, you ran the drill 3-on-2, 2-on-1, right? And it's 2-on-1. You always. Here's the deal. If you're dribbling the ball, or same thing in basketball and soccer, and the defender doesn't commit to you, you take it all the way and dunk it, or you take your shot. And Olatunji should have taken it all the way and had his shot.
Take the space,
and then lay it off as a secondary. But primarily, if you have the open route, you take it. You only pass if someone's in a much better position than you are. I've said that a lot, but that's what you teach kids playing, right? You only pass if they're in a better position than you. If not, you hold it or you go.
I think Olatunji and Cruz, if they stick around, they stick together.
They can be magical.
They seem to have a connection. And I wonder if Olatunji is just trying to get Cruz the best opportunity to get off the schneid and get that first goal.
Maybe, right?
But you are right. I think he could. There's been a lot of choices that because Pablo always talks about the choices you make, the moments, and sometimes I think when you focus on moments and moments and moments, that just kind of makes the next one harder and harder because everybody's trying to make that moment too focused. So as it turned out, RSL goes into halftime up 1-0, and it was for the most part, a really good half of football by the home side, the Claret and Cobalt.
Yes.
And about halfway through the second half, too, I was like, we're only ahead by 1? We've pretty much dominated this game. I think we should have an insurance goal, but
Before we get there, halftime. We need to. We can't be forgetting orange slices. They're so important.
They are super important.
They're the backbone of this podcast. Orange slices. They're so important.
Backbone.
The backbone. They are the the spine. They're the spine. When you start with your podcast,
they are our basic instincts.
Yeah, when you start with the podcast, you want to have a spine. You got to have that spine.
Talking about your favorite movies there?
No, like when you
the spine, basic instincts. Like what?
No. You got me. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
like
orange slice.
When you build a team, like RSL built a team, you build with a spine, right?
Well, we don't even have a spine. We have two sides to the whole spine.
We're doing it the rib way. We're going with ribs first with RSL.
Oh, okay.
The wings, right up the middle. We got to narrow down that spine.
So who's your orange slice of the game?
Oh, it has to be Diogo.
Yeah, why?
No, just kidding. I'm going to give mine to. I think I would give part of one. I mean, if
you
Cruz,
can't give part of an orange, dude. Just give him an orange slice.
I'm going to give an orange slice to Cruz, and if he wants to share, he can.
He doesn't need to share.
But if you want to, he got. I
don't know. Anyway, Brennan.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm asking the questions now.
No, go ahead.
No, it's you, bro.
Who's gonna be?
I have to say, for the whole game,
yeah,
I have to give it to Cabral.
Okay.
Because there is, one of them was off the post. The other one, he had that wicked save in the second half. Then
the one in stoppage time.
Just, this guy is the only reason we are even thinking about playoffs
right now, right?
Dude, if we don't have him, we are negative goal differential
we're
beyond
like
reason.
Kansas City, bro.
We have. This guy, like the stop he had on the corner where what's his bucket did this back heel brilliance.
Yeah,
that was the Colorado. I was literally like, if we get scored on, that's amazing. Like that was such a good shot.
You're almost disappointed he saved that.
Yeah, you were like, what? How did he stop that?
Right?
Because it was so sweet, and he blocks it, but then he still has more work to do, and then he gets down and he blocks that. I was like, dude,
that was sweet.
This guy is just our savior.
I think we'd be lucky to be. We would probably be in between LA and Sporting Kansas City. It's probably 20 points. He's probably saved us 20 points.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Half of them, at least.
Yeah, somebody's losing their job.
Do you think Gavin Beavers is coming back next year?
Dude,
sure. Yeah, that's the.
That's the balance we're trying to strike.
Point counterpoint between Cabral is like, would we be better off in the long run if McMahon had been this season or someone else? No, not to cast aspersions to Zach.
Yeah, don't do that.
But if without Cabral and they have a different keeper, maybe they make different choices and say, hey, you know what? We need to go a different direction. Instead, we're just going to drag it out for a couple more seasons. But
Cabral's the answer.
That's glass half
Clearly,
empty, and we need to be half full. So.
Mm-hmm. No, he's a good guy too. Like he's a family man. His family's there after. They even come to the post game show sometimes when he's there, which is cool. It's cool to see the family. And
well, I wonder how nice of a guy he is. He stabbed Anelli in the back to get the captaincy, right?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm in a mood. I thought it would be funny.
Harsh. Anyway, so there we are.
Where's your orange slice?
Oh, yeah. Just who I think the MVP of the whole season is.
No. The orange slice of the game, and then you can do your MVP after.
No, it's I'm putting them together because I think it's the same person.
Oh, really?
Ojeda.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
I agree with that. I fully,
because
I was debating on
everything
Ojeda.
run.
Especially if you watched late in the game, he is the one that is still pressing, still doing the defense. That whole right
Sliding
side
in.
with Yedlin and him, that was just pure. He was digging deep and just not allowing much.
Quality.
I don't understand. We had to talk about that right side in the last 15 minutes because that totally broke down. I did not like it. I did not like the position. It was because of, what's his bucket? Who came in for your Diogo?
Tyler Wolf?
No. Oh, yeah. See.
Let's get to, is it halftime? Are we done with halftime?
Yeah, we're done with halftime.
Let's get into the second half.
This guy, he never swears, really. He doesn't swear. Okay?
I swear too much.
No.
In the games.
Okay. So we're watching it.
Yeah.
And it's later on. It's when Tyler Wolf gets all of a sudden a breakaway. He's going up the left side, and you can see Tyler Wolf's like, wait, am I supposed to attack or should I time waste? And he doesn't know. He takes that weird mistouch that goes into the defender.
And
then he gets dispossessed.
This guy
slams it and drops the F-bomb. Just, what the? It was the most hilarious thing.
Wow.
I could not stop laughing.
Well, before that, too, it was just like, chip him.
Oh, yeah, because keeper was way out.
He had the keeper way out. He could have just chipped him. Yeah, so,
And he had an unbelievable cross,
then Ojeda tried to chip him in, like, the 94th. He was just like,
it didn't have the length.
He didn't have the angle right, but
Yeah, so before it's four,
cool.
Let's get to the second half. RSL, not much happens. I mean, the second half, looking at my notes, the first 10 minutes was just all Colorado. I mean, 48-minute danger in the box, last-ditch defending. There's a lot of last-ditch defending in the second half for RSL. And that goes back to a great question that Brennan tried to pin Pablo down on, right? Because Pablo always talks about we defend with the ball. We want to defend with the ball.
Right. The best way to not give up chances is to hold the ball.
And then somehow, the game looks like a UTA bus is going to show up.
Right.
And right in front of, like, there's going to be...
It's just parked.
Yeah, it's just parked. And you might even see some advertisement going across the field, right? But because RSL just parks the bus. But then he says, well, we want to defend with the ball.
But we didn't defend with the ball.
We never defend with the ball.
That's why it doesn't make sense to me. And then so the biggest thing is if you watch RSL, when you start seeing our pivots be within an arm stride, like arm reach of our center backs,
that's when
things are. Yeah, and it was really disheartening because you saw how successful we were. Like there was a couple chances where Colorado should have scored. Right, they had the one off the post. They had another one that went wide. Luckily, there was one that was the header right in front of the goal
in the eighth minute.
We missed it.
Oh yeah, it went over. Katranis hit it up, and then
it just skimmed him.
Yeah, and it fell right in front of him, but he didn't have a good angle.
Cabral, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, why? We saw in the past his instinct is 5 in the back, let's defend. But this game didn't call. They didn't sub until the 61st minute. This game, the second half didn't call for us to be defensive.
We should have went for that insurance goal.
And just set the tone because what made us successful in the previous one was we got that lucky goal.
Attacking.
And then we kept attacking and we got 2 extra goals. 3-1. And we could have our little brain fart like we did.
Yeah.
And we ended up not getting a clean sheet. But this game was calling for the same mentality, which is, dude, we got to get 2 more. We got to solidify this because if we're putting our tail between our legs and just defending, they had so many opportunities late in this game. Like it was unfair to put that much work on because Ojeda had to put so many miles in the midfield. Caliscan was full defensive mode. He was just staying at the top of the box, it felt like. Wasn't switching back and forth. Yedlin was still trying to move forward, but then Diogo didn't get subbed in until
Diogo went out in the 70th.
So Diogo wasn't playing defense.
He was not. No.
Well, he doesn't have to play defense.
But you saw how weak that made Yedlin and Glad. Like, Yedlin and Glad had to cover extra because he didn't want to come back.
Right? They did it.
But that's what makes them look bad.
Against a better team, we get punished on that.
Absolutely. Sun lit us up.
Oh, yeah. I would hit. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Don't even. That's a nightmare. Whew. The thing I wanted to talk about, too, though, talking about Ojeda, is how much more effective would he be if he didn't have to do
that
Diogo's job.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But, it's really interesting. Diogo doesn't have to play defense, but Johnny Russell has to play defense. You can't bring Johnny Russell in because he can't play defense. And I understand that there's a lot of people like, well, what's the love for Johnny Russell? I think Johnny Russell is a player that you could get 20 minutes every other game. All he ever does...
Proven commodity in the league.
All he ever does is create chaos, kind of like Cruz did, kind of like Gozo.
But he finishes.
And he would...
Like that move Olotunji did at the end of the game where he cut inside and Rob Holding fell over. When no one's guarding you, you have to shoot it on frame. And he missed the whole goal. And I'm like, dude, that's on Johnny Russell's left foot. It's a goal because you just pass it in.
Didn't he get injured, though?
Johnny?
Olatunji.
Well, I think he was. Thing. It looked like a groin, but I think he just wanted to be subbed out.
I think he was one.
Even though he didn't get to it was a very long press conference, post-game press, a lot of great questions. But then that didn't come up. I thought this RSL just could not get out of their own way there at the end. Although they did hit the crossbar. Olatunji had that header that just crushed.
Oh, the strike he hit or the header?
I think it was a header, wasn't it? Or was it a strike?
Oh, he shot one, and it went right through Zach Steffen's hands and hit the crossbar and bounced out.
So you could go either way and say, hey, you know what? RSL could have won this game 2 or 3-1, but at the same token, looking at like the XG, the expected goals, 3 for Colorado, 0.6 for RSL. So that should tell you.
Yeah, they corrected it in the post-game stats, but it was still 2.5 for Colorado and 0.6 for RSL.
So, yeah.
0.6.
Yeah, so I saw the 2.6, I saw somebody had 2.6 and then it was 3. It was a lot because they were on us the whole game, and I'm an RSL fan to the end, but I was almost rooting for him to get that second goal.
So it would come back and get another one?
Yeah. I just want the excitement, but they deserved. It's one of those games that's why we love soccer. It's just one of those games where. I'm not saying that Colorado's a better team, or I think RSL is a better team than Colorado.
Well, they only had 3 shots on target.
Both teams did.
Well, we had 4, at least in the... I'm looking at the MLS app, but 4 shots on target for us, 3 for them. And, 2 of those were Diogo, so, Yeah,
there's what I was looking at another one. I was looking up match stats and trying to see they had, I think they had 3 and 3. Maybe they do a little different, but I was looking up the touches, and I think anyway. Oh, there it is. I thought for the touches, because somebody say, hey, RSL really lost control of the game in the second half when Diogo went out. I was like, well, he only had 27 touches.
Yeah, they got control back of their defensive shape, I think, is what happened there.
And I was watching the game again, and they could be right. I mean, Diogo, that's the most frustrating part about him is that the talent's there, you can see it, but his desire to be here doesn't look like he wants to be here. That's why, like, when he scored the goal, I'm just like, that's a guy that looks disappointed that he might have made it easier for them to try and keep him.
Yeah, Caliscan celebrated more than he did.
Yeah, so did Cruz. Cruz was like, yeah, come on over.
Right?
Let's celebrate.
What? 2 guys celebrating, not the guy that kicked it in.
But that could be his personality. Maybe he just doesn't want to be demonstrative. Maybe he's a quiet guy. But it did look like to me, it's just like, maybe he just wants to be gone. He wants to play somewhere else. And maybe it's getting cold. Who knows? But So Colorado, we had some subs in the 70th minute when Gonzalez came out, and they subbed in Agata and Wolf in for Cruz, and it was just like everybody talks about how Wolfie has just been doing great in practice, and then he comes in and he looked like,
and he did great at the Monarchs too.
Maybe that's
goals and stuff.
Maybe he needs a little more time there, but
he had 2 or 3 chances to really put his stamp on the game, and he just didn't.
Oh, it was,
and it's like, Wolfie, we gave you the spot, we ran you out there, you pulled away, and then like, I don't know what's happening in those key moments. He's just not delivering for the first team. And it's sad because I think he has the capability. I don't know if it's like Brennan's thing where he's being overcoached or something, or undercoached or something. Well, I don't know. Why is Tyler Wolf not more confident, Brennan?
Well, it's that feeling that you see when you have most pros that aren't starting pros, and they come in and they have a short amount of time. It's better to put in a good day's work than try to be an overachiever and fail. Because in those scenarios, you don't know your role per se. You don't know the vibe. You don't know how everybody's been playing. You have a short learning curve of the vibe of the field. And you can see the nerves. I mean, he has a lot of nerves. That whole possession where he had the breakaway, that was fully nerves. He had that cross that was earlier that he just skied over the goal that was a little untouched. And it was
with no pressure on him, too.
No pressure. And it was just one of those things where it's like, crap, like he's got to overcome those nerves. And that's why I think Gozo has something that a lot of players don't, because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have those nerves per se. He just kind of overcomes everything and just goes at it 100%. And Tyler's being more cautious about his play coming on the field.
Well, and it was a good question in a post game somebody asked. I didn't ask any questions, so don't say it was me. But you're talking about Pablo about mindset and mentality, and he just kept going on about how he wants these guys not to think about it.
Not to think about tactics.
Not to think about tactics when maybe the counterpoint would be maybe they should be thinking about, they should have it in their mind what they should do. Are they going to the corner, or are they letting the universe decide?
So what he's talking about is what he's saying is true. It's exactly what you want, because when you go into a high level, like when I play high level tennis, I play in the open. When I play in the open, if I start thinking about what I want to do or what they're trying to do to me, I lose focus on what really matters. And what really matters is just being in it. And you start to stop thinking about what's next. Yeah, and it's all about the present. So if they're going into the game and they have tactics, they are going to start slowing down. Their reaction time is going to not be there, and they're not going to be able to catch things that they wouldn't be doing. Like the flow state is what he wants. And it's not bad, but that's where I'm talking about the instinct, because I feel like instinct is better than tactics. Instinct is something where it's like, I'm in this scenario, I've been in this scenario before, boom, go here. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you've been drilled, that's what I need to do. It's just something you feel. And I think he's all about that. But you can't always be only about that.
Yep. One play that really, I think, describes that to a T, perhaps, was Agata. Remember, Agata had a breakaway.
No, you can't do that. Agata, no.
He had the breakaway in the middle of the field. Yeah, he was going to be one-on-one with the keeper, and then he panics, stops, turns around, is like, oh, do I? And there was somebody in back of us, and just slammed the table.
Really?
Yeah. Not saying, don't know who it was, but it was just like, bam, like, what? Because Agata had one-on-one with the keeper, and you could just see, like, what do I do? And I wonder if, there's a question about how these guys are being coached. It's just this big dichotomy where they're afraid to make mistakes, and yet they're supposedly given all this freedom to.
Well, the starting 11 is given freedom. You watch the subs come in, and you see the guy with the chalkboard, and they're telling him what's the deal, what you got to do, what blah blah blah.
Well, I think that's just marking assignments usually, just a refresher.
But
right?
You got to think Agata is constantly like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. They're not allowing him to have freedom. They're not allowing. They're literally saying, hey, we need one goal out of this. Don't mess it up. And I really don't like what they're having him do. He does not press.
He's
stays
not
at
good
that
at the press.
He stays at that half line and then kind of moves forward. He gives the person with the ball all the space. He doesn't go for the guy with the ball to move to the next guy.
He's really uncomfortable with the press for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you using him in that role?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like,
what other role can he play for us?
Well, he can. Before we got our last transfer window, he could have been a striker, and we could have catered to his ability.
Stay up top striker.
Yep, we could have done that, but that was back then.
But then we would have to change the way we play.
Yeah, I think Agata. From all accounts, this is one of the best guys on the team. He is just a basket full of sunshine. The guy is just
super nice
just
guy.
Amazing guy. So we're not trying to run him down in any way.
But I think use him effectively.
Yeah, I think Agata might be like if somebody played a 4-3-3 or something, some place where you have more than just two players or him as the striker.
Oh, dude, he's totally recycle play. Like,
yeah, I think he's a guy that would scoop up everything in the box. That's kind of how he scored for RSL, just kind of scooping in the box. He needs to be on a team that's creating chances, multiple forwards, something like that, or something like that, where he is generating second chance points. Kind of.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But if to count on him to be your back to the goal and all that kind of stuff, he's just not your number one guy. But he's a fantastic guy to have on a team. But when you have a team like this that the number one scorer has 9 goals, yeah, his lack of ability or scoring ability is just magnified. Everybody on this team all the negatives are magnified because they're just struggling to score goals.
And it played out that way. We didn't create a ton of great chances, but we won. We scored a goal and we won. We gritted out. We grittied it out. No, that's a dance.
What did Ojeda say to the terrible Penso to get a yellow?
I know. What was that about? It said it was for the foul.
Okay. Can we do
93rd minute.
Can we do a how are the refs doing segment?
Yeah.
They still suck.
Chris Penso called a lot of things for Colorado that seemed to be 50-50 balls.
Oh, and he also missed like blatantly obvious things. The one against us, the Ojeda pulling the shirt of the one guy at the top of the box. Should have been a penalty against us, right at the top of the box.
The one where Catranis gets that guy in the air, knocks him down, the ball goes out for a throw-in for us. It's like, that's a foul.
Dude, yeah, like he wasn't even playing the ball. He literally saw him, squared up with him, and hit him. It was
Catranis and Cannon were just going at each other.
I know. I was like, how is that no yellow card for those two?
I cannot stand
and yet
the
there
refereeing.
Were 10 fouls against us, 7 against them.
Dude, I can't stand the refereeing. I don't understand what changed because what Chris was doing, it was like he was just allowing just awful play. Like awful challenges on each other. Just kind of Pro is just like slowly losing even more respect because refs never really got respect, but they also were a little bit more steadfast. You know, like, okay, this is what.
Calm it down, boys. Calm it down.
They knew what they were going to accept and what they weren't, but now it's like they're not even like as a group. They're not calling things.
Are
equally.
they being too highly scrutinized?
Maybe. Well,
is there too many podcasts out there giving them a hard time?
It's incredibly easy to be negative towards them.
Yeah. Did you see Aaron Herrera's red this weekend?
Oh, no, I heard about it. I hadn't seen it.
Oh, my gosh. He was on Zaha, and they were kicking each other back and forth. Well, the whistle blew, and Zaha got one last, shimmy shake into him. And Herrera, they kind of squared up, and Herrera headbutted him in the chest. It was like the World Cup when
Zidane.
Like, guys, look, that's not what you do. That's not what you do at all. You pretend, you wait, you plot it out, and the next time his head gets near your elbow, you just give him some chin music, and you take your yellow by knocking him in the chin with your elbow. Not in the hard way, not in the, I'm going to hurt him way, just to hold it out there when his face is getting close. And then you get the satisfaction of smacking him or letting him smack you in the elbow, right? Because you can't technically smack them with your elbow.
Let him smack his chin on your elbow. I mean, what?
Exactly.
It's not your fault.
Yes, you got to time it better. It's got to be about timing, precision. Like you gotta time that strike just perfect.
Well, anyway. every team needs to have like an old school coach that just comes in. They get some guy like he's 74 now, and he just come in. Back in my day, this is what we did, and then help him with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
subtly.
I do agree. It's like, yeah, it's just dumb. Why get sent off for the obvious? Make that ref earn that red card on him.
Exactly. Don't give him a headbutt to the.
But it is DC United.
Why are you going to headbutt somebody in the chest? Does that even hurt?
And why Zaha? I mean, the guy.
Yeah, if you're going to go after that guy, at least like clock
You want to watch it?
You want to earn that one.
Yeah. He got straight. The old straight red. Like, if you're going to headbutt him, at least pretend you're tripping and falling over, and then grab his head and put it in the way of you falling over, headbutt.
It's just been a long season for DC United, and he wanted out.
He wanted out.
More changes. Junkwood came in at 81st minute for Catranis, and that's kind of an interesting question. It's like, why do you play a system that your left back can only play 70, 80 minutes? Why burn them out?
But Junker came in and did well. He held up the back line well.
And Nelly came in for Luna in the 88th, and then Pule came in for Olatunji in the 90+7. So RSL, it was an interesting victory. The coaches were super excited. I've never seen like Pablo and the guys like a group hug. They were more than excited.
And I've never seen us lose the Rocky Mountain Cup and be so happy about it.
Nobody cared. Nobody even cared.
I know. Like, there were multiple times we could have just had the second goal, and the second goal meant we would have won the Rocky Mountain Cup, and they did not care.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was, man, if the halves had been switched and RSL had a better second half than the first, I might feel better about it. But it was really it was probably the most frustrating win all season to
Which
watch.
we'll take. We'll take it
absolutely.
for sure.
We haven't had a rub of the green, as they say.
Well, how do you guys feel like? Do you think this style of play, what we've been able to accomplish in these last two games, do you think that we are going to solidify our ability getting into the playoffs and getting 3 points against Seattle at their place?
Well, that is a great question. Seattle is going to be missing a ton of folks.
Well, really? Seattle beat Portland at the weekend. So
I saw that.
They kind of are set in their playoff positioning. They're not like...
They're in fifth?
No, they're third or fourth.
They're that high? What?
They're right up there by LAFC.
They're fifth, I think. And they're not going to get to fourth.
Yeah.
So this is who's going to be out. Paul Areola, knee. Reed Baker-Whiting, international duty. Yamir Gomez, Andrade, hamstring. Stuart Hawks, quad. Ryan Kent, hamstring. Obed Vargas, international duty. Christian Roldan, international duty. Alex Roldan is questionable. And Albert Rusnak is gone for red card. He got a red card. So RSL...
He earned that red card, though. Did you see that play?
What was the red card?
Cleats up into somebody's ankle.
Oh.
And then, so that means that we'll be out with Luna, Gozo, and Ojeda, because Ojeda got called up for the Paraguayan national team. Congratulations to Brian Ojeda for that. So
well deserved, man.
And remember, This is the makeup game. Normally, we wouldn't play on a
Sometimes,
USA.
The international window, but you are correct. This is it got moved in September, I think 4th or something, when
Seattle qualified for the final or something.
Yeah, the final four in the Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little more interesting for
them to not have all their boys there.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's been a bit since we went to Seattle and won, but we've done it before. We can do it again. We've kind of owned Seattle too, so hopefully it won't be one of those things where we go to Seattle and they play their B team and they take it to us. That would suck.
Yeah, it would absolutely suck. So, looking at the standings, this is RSL only. If RSL, it's all in their hands.
Right. If we win, Colorado can't catch us.
Absolutely. So we get 43 points. That is ours. The San Jose is done.
They're 38 points.
They've got one game left.
And only one game left.
They could get to 41, but
we're already at 40. So
Colorado's at 40, and they play LAFC. San Jose plays Austin. if I remember that correct. Yes, they do. They play Austin, and Austin is in a battle to stay ahead of Portland in 6th and 7th. Dallas has 2 games left, and so they can get to 47 points. We have 2 games left. We can get to 46 points against Seattle and then St. Louis.
I'm thinking I might go hit that Portland-San Diego game, last game of the year. Head up to Portland, go check it out, see how they do.
And the interesting one is LAFC. They got a 1-0 victory over Atlanta, struggling Atlanta, yesterday. I watched most of that. They have 3 games left. If they win all 3
games left.
They still have 3 games left. They play, I think they play this Wednesday, and then they play Sunday, and then they play the next Saturday. If they win out, they will take first place in the West.
Wow.
Because currently San Diego has 1 game left. They're at 60 points. Vancouver has 2 games left. I take that back. Vancouver has 2 games left. They could get to 66.
And because they can only get to
LAFC
65.
can get to 65. So there is still a lot to play for above us.
And we're really trying to make sure that we make the playoffs. I think that's Pablo's thing. I think that's why they were so excited. That
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
The game. Like, their jobs could have been on the line. You know what I mean? They'd be like, hey, we're going to clean house if you guys can't make the playoffs. You know?
No, yeah, I think it's a playoff-driven team. I don't know if it's really win the cup team, though.
No, I don't think so either. In fact, if we play it right now, if the season ends just like this, would play Dallas midweek in Dallas and probably lose the way they're playing.
You really turned into a negative Nelly, man.
No, I'm just saying.
What's up with
Dallas
my pessimistic podcasters, man?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
why are you being so negative? I'm never
normally
negative.
the most negative guy, but I feel like I'm the most positive guy on this podcast, man.
What? No, I'm just saying Dallas is good.
For being religious, you don't have much faith.
They're so bad at home, dude. Dallas is so bad at home this year. They've only had 4 or 5 wins out of their whole, So, and we've been pretty bad too, but we have 16.
We're on the way up, baby. We're on the way up.
We still have 16 losses.
Honestly, we still have a really good shot of taking 7th. You know what I mean? Because if we get our 46 points, I mean, Portland might not win their next game.
San Diego game,
that's not gonna might not happen. And if we can get that, boom, we're in there. We're sitting pretty. We don't need to do that stupid middle game, and we just have to win 2 out of 3 against whoever. It's probably going to be Minnesota or something.
There you go.
So,
if it's Minnesota, I'm going to cry.
We
don't have tactics for Minnesota.
Right, but it would be great if we could just knock them out. Wouldn't that be great? After them knocking us out,
it would be hilarious as if we get to the 8-9 game, we win it, and LAFC somehow ends up in first. Well,
how are we gonna play them in the playoffs?
We play them in the playoffs, and then it's like you get a.
We've done it before, though.
You get a hat trick, and you get a hat trick.
No, we've done that before. Like, wasn't last year we took one from them, and then they won the net.
Yeah,
last
remember
one?
Karate Krylock in
wasn't that far back?
LAFC. It wasn't that far back.
Wasn't it like just last year that we played LAFC and we beat them at home?
In the Snowmez game?
Yeah, with Gomez. Yeah, Gomez.
Maybe, yeah, hopefully they come here in the snow. That'd be their secret weapon.
Yep.
It's true.
Snow
beginning.
So, any more thoughts on the game in RSL?
Nah.
That's it.
It was interesting. I'm a little more hopeful for the Seattle game. I'm expecting them to come out and play well.
We can do it.
I don't think we're going to end up winning with no shots on goal, but like we did in the playoffs against Seattle. We have had Seattle's number. So that's a good thing.
Especially a weak Seattle or a Seattle that's missing key pieces. We tend to play defense really well against them, and our offense is pretty stout.
And it'd be nice to get the 3 points, clinch the playoff spot, and not have to worry about it on the last day of the year in St. Louis, because that would be a challenge too. Because as a player, I'm sure, man, if you can keep somebody from getting to the playoffs when you're not getting to the playoffs, that's got to be some special. Hey, welcome to the club. Enjoy your time off with us. Hey, let's go golfing.
Hey,
yeah. So, anything else we want to talk about? Let's talk about your teams. Come on, Crawley update. They lost again. Let's skip on that. So anyway, go ahead.
That was such a short update. Arsenal keeps beating everyone 2-0. That's their new favorite scoreline. 2-0. They took it to West Ham. They took it to Olympiacos again. And they just keep beating everybody 2-0.
And Sunderland. Was it Sunderland? They got help. Well, I was going to say they helped. They kind of prolonging Manchester United's misery by not firing Amorim.
Well, what you saw was Amorim's ability to succeed. You saw that there is a sliver of hope for this team. Sunderland is not a very good team, but still, we got to win 2-0. I'm okay with that, especially when you got kicked by Brentford 3-1 earlier on. And then you also had like 2 red cards in the previous game.
So
that was great.
But Sunderland has had, I think they've scored the most points in the first 5 games, 6 games of any promoted side since like 2014. So they're
playing well for a promoted team, yeah.
Yeah, most of the promoted teams have done well. West Ham and the Wolves and Burnley. Burnley didn't come up. They were.
The Wolves are back in it?
Burnley was down, and so was Wolves. They're the 3 teams that came up.
Okay.
No, Leeds came up.
Where's
Leeds
Arsenal?
came up.
Where's Arsenal?
They're way at the top.
They're at the one.
They're at the
one part.
Because Liverpool choked, and Chelsea scored late. It took it to them. That was
Dude, man, hey, if the league were to end today, man, you'd finally make it.
Stop it. We'll end up second somehow. You watch.
No, just be dude. You gotta think, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do as an owner if your manager has gotten you to second place 3 times in a row
and no silverware?
No silverware. No other extra cups. Nothing. Like,
I mean,
Man
we
U's
did win the FA Cup a couple years ago, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Man U's been able to get a cup or 2, so that's tough.
Yeah, even Tottenham got one, didn't they? Didn't they break the cup?
They won.
The curse of the cup, Bino.
They won a title last year.
That's right, yeah.
With the Europa Cup, was it?
Was it Europa?
Oh, yeah, because it was them and some other...
It was a Premier League team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
West Ham? Or Newcastle or something?
Somebody else.
So anyway, that is the exciting updates around the world, because the Random Fan Podcast goes around the world.
In Bournemouth, Tyler Adams.
Oh, duh, I knew that because they beat me.
What? You forgot that Man United played in that final with them?
That's so dumb.
That's great. But Crystal Palace has their momentum still kind of rolling.
Yep.
They were undefeated till the weekend. They got taken out by a solid Everton.
Yeah, Everton. Yeah, 8th place. They don't want to spend. They don't want any more of that time down at the bottom. And they've got Moyes back, right?
Yeah, and they got
David Moyes, one of my favorite coaches.
Nah, yeah.
I love David Moyes. He did a great job with West Ham. Nobody wants to be the guy that follows the legend. He kind of got a bum deal at Man U. But I really like David Moyes. I think he's a great coach. And he just seems like an all-around good guy. So anyway, not that I know him. But that's it for this episode. First of all, we want to say thank you for watching this far. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, TikTok, everywhere we have our social media. Please do us a favor. Remember, it's 5 stars. 5 stars out of 20. However you want to justify giving us 5 stars, we'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
We do.
Thank you.
Love it.
Very
Thank you. And the person who commented on Spotify, thank you for your input. We love it. Please use your fingers to type up comments, good or bad. Just give us something.
We'll take it either way.
Yeah, we enjoy feedback, right?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Do we?
We do.
By the way, I've got some feedback for you later.
All right.
You do?
All right. All right. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.